Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Summer is in full effect. How is everyone doing? Thank you for coming in. Let me go ahead and put my little, let me go ahead and comment and pin it as you guys come on in. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Ooh, okay. I was like, who was that at my door? It's my child. How is everybody doing? I can't see anything. I need to go get my glasses adjusted because I'm constantly doing this so I can see the bottom. Go ahead and hit that like button as you come on in. Come on in. I have a good message for you today to, well, it's almost afternoon here, so I know depending on where you are, you're probably halfway through your day, but it still works, right? You know, better late than never, right? I wanted to get up and get my day started extra early. Hold on for me one second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, that was my dad. Um, but yes, how is everyone doing today? First of all, let's start there. How are you guys all doing today? What's good, Smooth? How are you doing? I didn't catch that live last night, but I seen you in and out of my live. I was hoping that you were gonna come up and join the panel about the Diddy trial. I already know. I already know you had some good stuff to say. But hey TSM, how are you doing? How are you doing today? I hope everything is going well for you and them babies. You're a hardworking father. Both of you are hardworking fathers. And it's Smooth. What did I say? What did I say, Smooth? You know I have a list. Yeah, you were on elevated panel. What did you say? What did you do? Because I know they were in an uproar a little bit, but never mind. Let's not get into that. Let's not go there. That was yesterday. Let's move on to into today. But I think that, well, I know that when you're on social media, when you're a content creator, when you're doing this thing, you gotta have thick skin, right? People will have different opinions from you. And sometimes I know, like me, I love to push the envelope. I love to say what other people won't say. And I love to speak my mind, right? And for some people, they can't handle that. And I know I'm sensitive as well. As much as I can be assertive, I can also be sensitive. So that's when I check myself and say, hey, you have to be able to take it just as well as you give it, number one. And number two, you got to have thick skin. You can't run from others' opinions. You have to know who you are. You have to love yourself. And you have to know that people are going to say things that hurt your feelings sometimes. And some people, they love to be negative, so, but it should be no hard feelings, especially if people all have the same intent, and that's to grow on YouTube, to support one another. But also know that everybody is not going to always say something that you want to hear. Right. I don't know what happened over there. I was just saying this because that I'm just really speaking to myself, and I know that it will work for somebody else. See, there we go. Your hair isn't lovely. Trying to hide your forehead. Yeah, you see it. Actually, no. And my hair is lovely. I worked on this I'm trying to get my curl pattern growing, coming in. And so I used to didn't have a curl pattern. So, but yes, look at that troll trolling away. Thanks for joining. Because even though you're trolling, and this is like one of the first times I've ever had somebody troll me, I feel honored. I must be, I must be doing something right over here. I got a troll in my comments. But listen, those comments, those comments, all they do is just add to the engagement. So you're actually helping me. So keep on, continue. YouTube will see you, and eventually you'll be blocked. But so yeah. But anyway, okay. So there's that. The troll is gone. But yeah, see what I'm saying? Like just like that, ain't the devil busy? As soon as I said you have to have thick skin, here comes someone saying something about my forehead. Like I don't live with this forehead every day. Like I don't know that I have a chin. I have one chin, it's almost skin double. But like I don't know these things about myself. Like, come on. And like I could care. I couldn't care less. I think if you care what people say about you, then YouTube, social media, being a content creator is the last place you want to be. You cannot care what people have to say about you. Somebody's always going to have an opinion. Somebody is always going to think the worst of you in spite of how well you look, how good you look, how well you speak, no matter what. Hey, Joyce, what's good? I just had to get a troll out of here talking about my forehead. But the message of the day is knowing when to um move on. It's all about the art of moving on, guys. I had to go through it. I had to grow through it. I was married to somebody. I was in a job. I had friends that I all had to move on from. And it wasn't an easy thing for me to do. It's never easy when you spent a lot of time with someone or when you spent a lot of years doing something, right? Old habits die hard, for sure. But you have to know when something is no longer serving you. That's first. How do you know when something isn't serving you anymore? Well, when you find yourself stressed or you find yourself like when you're around someone, you don't feel joy anymore. You feel irritated, you feel angry, you're constantly arguing with them. And sometimes those things can be worked through if both parties are willing to uh, put their egos aside and forgive one another and work through it. Sometimes that can happen. But if you, after you've done all you can, after you did everything that you could do to, you know, that's real crazy. This person is coming back again and again. That is real crazy. Uh, that somebody's making channels just to troll me. Oh, that is awful. That's crazy. But I'm going to ignore the chat for a little bit and continue on with my message because that just lets me know that what I'm saying today, what I'm trying to communicate to others, is just letting me know that I'm on the right track. I woke up praying. I woke up meditating. I woke up reading the word. I woke up listening to my gospel music. So I know that I'm coming with the right intentions. And I know that I'm filled with the Spirit. Some people come on here and they give a message or they say a thing and they haven't prayed. I've done it before. I'm some people at sometimes. But some people come on here, they don't go to God first. So when they put out their message, then it doesn't come across the way it should, or it doesn't have the impact that it could have. And I know that I've done the work this morning, so I feel good about saying this to you all. And plus, I've lived what I am saying to you. I have been through some things in life. I'm not that old, even though some of you think I am, but I'm not that old. Um, I am up in my years, but I still have a lot of life ahead of me. And I got there. Hey, yo, what's good, sis? How are you doing today on this lovely Wednesday? Guys, I've seen you doing your Get Money Challenge. Um, Let me just divert from what I was saying for a minute. TSM, he's in here. I love the track so much. TSM, I'm so happy with how well it's being received. I love that people are loving it. I'm doing good today. I had like 4 or 5 selfie sticks that just stood up in front of me. One I lost, one the kids broke, one I had to leave at Disney. I need to go get one today. But as I was saying, if you're in here and you haven't liked the live, please give the live a thumbs up. How many people I got in here? Okay. So as I was saying, you have to know when to let go, when to move on, when you spent too much time at a job. If you don't feel appreciated, if the money isn't adding up, if it's no longer rewarding, leave that job. There are other jobs. If your mate, your husband, your spouse, your wife, your baby mama, whoever, if you can't get along with them, if you find yourself constantly feeling drained, let them go. Like right now, I feel like I love the street I live on, but my house is no longer working for me. It's older. I've been here for a number of years. Um, I feel at peace here, but at the same time, I feel like I want to grow. I need a bigger home. Um, and I'm tired of turning down this street, to be honest. I'm tired of having the same routine. So that lets me know that I want to grow. I want to move on. And that's basically why I want to move from here. So I'm looking to buy a house. I'm looking to get something bigger for me and the Barbs. And that will be our forever home. So I'm trying to figure out which city I want to move to and things like that. I've been looking, and I'm going to be honest, the money is not there, but the money is coming. The money is coming. I'm going to put in the work, and I'm going to continue to look at different areas and possibly visit different states to see where I really want to live and have my forever home. So that's the plan, right? And for the longest time, even when I was married, my husband would say, "Oh, we should move. You should move to Arizona." And I would be like, "Why would I want to move to Arizona?" And I still feel like, why would I want to move to Arizona? Of course, I don't want to move there. It's too hot. And I love Cali, but and I still love Cali, but I am of the mindset that perhaps I want to move somewhere else. And that's just me growing. That's just my spirit, the spirit moving in me and showing up and saying, okay, it's time to expand your horizons. And I'm glad that as I'm recognizing that I want something different for myself, I'm doing it from a spirit of peace. Because a lot of people will move from where they live at, and they're leaving because they have unrest within them. But wherever you go, there you are also. So if you're moving to another state because you're depressed or you're sad, you're still going to be depressed when you move to that other state. Maybe. Maybe you'll find friends. Maybe you'll find a better job. It's possible. But it's also possible that you will take that same negative energy with you. So you have to do things with the spirit of peace so that you're not just jumping, right? So that's where I'm at with it. I wrestled with it for a few years, and now I know I'm ready to move on, maybe to another state, but definitely to a bigger house in a different atmosphere. It's time. So that's how you know it's time to move on, when you just start feeling it. First, it will come to you, and you'll probably try to try to ignore it, but let it happen naturally and continue to work on yourself and be at peace with the decisions you make. I know sometimes people get bored in a marriage and say, well, maybe that person is not right for me, but understand that we all experience different challenges. We go through different seasons in life. So it may not be that that person isn't for you. It may be just that you have to work through some things, right? And you won't always feel excited about going to work. You won't always feel excited about life. Some days are going to be more ho hum than others, but you still show up, right? And you maybe need a vacation. Maybe my mom keeps telling me that maybe it's not that I want to move to another state. Maybe it's just time for a vacation. And it's definitely time for a vacation. For me, I haven't had one in forever. So that's something I want to do before the summer is over is go on a vacation. And also, maybe if you live somewhere, maybe you're not going out enough. Maybe you don't have friends because where you live is what you make it. And it's typically the case that when you have friends, when you have things going on in your life, then you're not really concerned with moving to another state, right? Because that's usually what people are looking for, better opportunities, better networking, things of that nature, right? And then, so think about that. Think about where your life is right now and what changes you need to make within yourself, what things you can be grateful for right now before the change is actually made. Same thing with, like I said, with a marriage or a relationship, a friendship. Hey, K Mizzle. You know what's so funny, K Mizzle? Where I live, it's usually like around this time of year, it starts getting into the 103s, 104s, and everywhere else it's been like that. But for us, we've been in the 80s, so I'm Gucci right now until the weather starts getting hotter. But I'm doing pretty good here in Cali. What about you? Yeah, see, today it's 86 and it's going to go into the mid 90s starting tomorrow for the next week. And I know by 4th of July it's going to be crazy. So you're doing great without the house, son. That's good to hear, K Miz. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. I appreciate that. I'm not going to be on here too long this morning, maybe like an hour tops. Um, I've been doing these lives and I've been meeting some really great people, getting good responses, and I love that for me and you guys. Um, it's just been an eye opening experience because Yo Yo, my girl, my sis, I was not thinking about doing lives every day. I was not even thinking about doing lives at all. I didn't have it in my mind to do a live at all. I was like, what plan did I have for my I had another plan for my social media, but I'm glad I did this. Thank you. I'm proud of me too. I'm proud of all of us. I'm proud of everyone showing up for themselves. And it's not easy at all. Like I just had a troll. Then the troll came back with another page. They're probably working on a page right now to come in here and troll me. And I said, you know what? I made it. I finally made it because I finally have a troll. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, just know when it's time for you to let go, because that's often the hardest part. I think we know a long time before we actually take the opportunity to leave a situation. We know, and it's not easy. It's not, but I think the sooner the better once you find out that, you know, a situation isn't for you. I often talk about how I stayed in a career for many years and I knew I probably knew definitely within months that that wasn't going to be the right place for me. And certainly by, I want to say, once I promoted, I was okay with that. But I remember in 2014, I was like, I want to quit this place. I said, I want to quit. And I think probably if I had things better worked out for myself, then it would be easier to do. So always do that. Like, even if you are in the career of your choice, even if you love something, I think you should always have, and you can never plan enough for life circumstances because that's how life works. We all have to experience life, right? But I think if we have money saved up, that's a good way to cushion ourselves should something come up. I think if we, because a lot of times what people would do when they get into marriage or when they have friends, they won't network. Like if you have a best friend, you won't network with other people. You'll kind of stay, you'll build walls around yourself and kind of stick with what you're used to and what is familiar. But I think we should constantly be networking with others, constantly be improving ourselves, going on retreats, going to different community events to meet different people. Because what that does for us is give us the opportunity to constantly work on ourselves and grow. And it's given us the opportunity to constantly meet different people and not feel like we're stuck in a situation because it's different when you only have that one or two friends. So when they do something, you forgive them and you kind of let them back in because you know them, right? But if you have other friends, then it's easier to recognize when someone isn't for you and to let them go, right? Choices, options, have those for yourself. Hey, real diva, how are you doing today? Happy Wednesday to you. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing me, all of the support um, as I do these lives every day. I thank you for those in the background who just listen, who are at work today, who are busy cooking, whatever it is you're doing. But you say, you know what? Let me see what MMG is talking about. I appreciate that. And I'm doing well. I feel blessed today. I'm going to go to my mom's finally. I've been telling her I'm coming over there and I haven't come. And my mom lives 15 minutes away. So there's no excuse. But, you know, yeah. And I keep saying I want to go to the beach. I'm going to stop saying that and definitely go. I don't want to go on the 4th when I know it's going to be super busy. So definitely, probably this weekend or Monday I will go. But yes, step outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your daily norms. Say hi to people. Meet someone new. Um, Even if you want to stay at the same company, look out for opportunities to promote or to take on new uh, challenges at work. Challenge yourself daily because those are the things that make life worth living, right? When we accomplish a goal, when we have satisfaction in our home life, when our kids are doing well, right? And that's just how you can keep moving down a path. Because I feel like this, not only is life what you make it, it's also what you don't make it. Missed opportunities come when we don't take chances, when we don't step outside of the box, right? When we don't believe in ourselves. And again, I'm going to go back to Yo Yo saying, come on, sis, do this 30 days of live with us. This is an opportunity to build confidence, to improve on your content, to network, to meet people. Because if you want to be a content creator, you cannot stay doing the same thing. You have to change it up. You have to get in that algorithm and switch things around, right? And I would have never met Smooth if I hadn't did the pajama party. I don't think, I mean, and then the other thing that I got out of that is that it gave other people a different a different outlook on it. Hey, Jazzy J, thank you. I know you're at work, girl. What are you up to today? Happy Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just watching the chat, guys, checking out what you guys are saying. I love how when you all come in, you say, "Hey, what's going on?" Everybody knows each other. That's how you do it. How you do this content creation thing. You want to build a community of people who are supporting one another, who are basically networking with one another and all of that good stuff. Um, and you can't do that if you are only uploading content and you never do a live. If you never do lives, if you never get out here and communicate with your audience, then you will never meet people and you will never have people who want to come and join your live, right? Because at first it starts off as support and then it becomes a community. So, like K Money, he's always showing up. And where you at, girl? And shows up all the time. Uh, Real Diva, thank you for always showing up. A lot of you I'm seeing, starting to see you show up to my lives regularly, and I appreciate that. That feels good that you take a part of your day, even if it's for 1 minute or 5 minutes, however, because you don't always have, a full hour to stop and listen to someone, or you have other people that you also want to support. So I appreciate you stopping by and saying, hey, just checking you out, you know. Thank you. Thank you, K Money. Yes, the panels have been good. And I love that for us. I love that we started vibing on a different level other than just coming on and speaking to the camera. Now we have other people sharing that space with us. We're able to get other opinions. And then I noticed that people like that. People like that. Thank you, brother. Okay, Money, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so have you guys ever had a friend or someone that you known for a long time and you guys are constantly nitpicking one another or something like that? And you just know that, you know, you don't want to stop being friends with them because you know them for a long time or they know all your secrets or you guys have always done things together, but at the same time you feel like they got a little hater in them or they're constantly negative or they never have anything good to say. And families too. If my mom is still listening, she's probably gonna start calling my phone like, girl, don't start talking about the family on YouTube. Mom, I'm not gonna talk about the family on YouTube. But sometimes I don't care if it's your brother, your sister, and even your mom. Not my mom. I'm not. I'll never stop talking to my mom. But never say never, right? But sometimes it might even be your mother or your father, and you might have to shake them. You might have to shake them. So whoever it is, uh, God says, if as far as it's up to us, be at peace, right? And He says, if your left hand causes you to sin, cut it off. So even if it's family, even if it's your mother, your father, uh, ooh, what's going on my street? Mm-mm. No matter who it is, right? If you find yourself mentally drained, if you feel worse after you come around someone, if you feel like you can't you can't forgive them, whatever it is, let them go. You're over there cracking up because my mom is going to be on me like, girl, don't you start doing that peach stuff. Start talking about the family. I'm not going to do that. I'm too classy for that. Today I am. But yeah, so whoever it is, job, husband, place of residence, friends, family, I don't care. I'm that type of person. I will shake you, I will cut you off. I'm trying not to be like that. These days, I'm trying to be more forgiving. I'm trying to see past people's flaws. But sometimes people can just be so negative. Some people can be such a negative vibe. And what I'll do now is I won't answer your phone calls. I try not to block people anymore because you don't want to just cut people all the way off. But I won't answer your phone calls. Or, like I said, if I feel like you're not for me and I feel like you don't have good intentions for me, then I got to let you go. Or I got to give you 50 feet, let you have some time to readjust. And I'm not in the mood to, instruct adults on how to treat me. I'll just show you with my absence because I spent a lot of years trying to communicate how I felt to others, and it just made me feel worse, and it didn't change anything. So I think sometimes, you got to get silent with people. Silence is golden. You're going live tonight, Jazzy. What time are you going live? You had to let your sister go for that reason. I'm sorry to hear that. You be like that too. You be out the window peeking. Yeah. Sometimes, it's not that you hate somebody. Sometimes it's just words get said, things are done. And I feel like this is if you haven't taken my money, if you haven't slept with my man, if you haven't caused harm to my children, and if you're just not mean spirited, right? Then I feel like I could let you back in. I can forgive you anything. I have to forgive you. I have to love you. I don't have to allow you to remain in my life though, right? But I can forgive most things. I can forgive anything. I want to please God, so I have to love everybody, right? No matter what they do, I have to still love you. Maybe around 8. Are you on East Coast time, Jazzy? Okay, K Money, have a good day. Okay. Yes, Mom, I am a child of God. So I have to love everybody. I have to forgive everybody no matter what it is. So I will do that, but I don't have to let it. My mom is like, you got to let stuff you go forget. Because my mom is very, I think I said this before. My mom, if you met my mom today, my mom is like one of the most forgiving, one of the nicest person. Everybody who meets my mom, they say, "Oh, Joyce is so nice." And me and her, we bump heads all the time because I'm like, "Mom, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you got to stick up for me and things like that." And I always felt like that because my mom just lets things go. But then when I read the word, I see that how my mom is exactly how we're supposed to be. In most areas, there are some things that I feel like should be different. And, you know, I think she's kind of learning that a little bit more. It's not about just it's not about just being forgiving or being godly. Sometimes we can be self-righteous. We're doing things with good intentions, but it's not the right thing to do. So, with that in mind, I'll leave that there. And I'll just say, sometimes family could be the worst, right? Because we love them, Jazzy. Like, so I won't say, oh, and people say, well, that's your sister. Um, you can't just cut your sister off. But if it's anybody that's going to hurt you or anybody that's going to make you feel away, it's going to be your sister. It won't be a friend. It won't be someone you know in passing, right? Your sister, you love her, you grew up with her, you were raised in the same house as her. So it won't be anybody else other than your sister to probably make you mad or hurt you so bad, right? So, like I said, and I have a friend that says, always leave the door open for family. And you want to do that, but some people, they just do things uh, they do things that really, really make it difficult to keep them in your life. Um, and I know that's oftentimes the people that are closest to you. Don't let somebody make you feel like because somebody is, again, your blood, your cousin or whatever, that just because they're related to you God says his family. Jesus said when he was here, they said, "Oh, there goes your mom. There goes your mom." And he said, "My family are the people that love God." And if somebody doesn't love God, they can very well take you down to the depths of hell. And you don't want to do that either, right? If somebody is coming in your home, stealing from you, going around lying on you, you trusted them with information, and instead of them praying for you or holding that confidence, they went around and talked about you. That's not someone who cares about your mental well-being. That's not someone who cares about having a relationship with you. They despise you. Familiarity breeds envy. So it's the people that are closest to us that quite often become jealous and envious of us. They don't cheer for us when we're winning. Um, Recently, someone said they started crying because they said, "Oh, I told someone my good news," and they were kind of like dry. And I was like, "Well, don't cry about that. You know, some people can't be happy for others, right? Some people don't know how to be happy for others, and you want to forgive those people, especially if you know they are experiencing bad breaks or they don't have a lot of positive things going on. Be be cognizant of who you share your good fortunes with, because some people, like, I'm not going to tell somebody, "Oh, I'm going on vacation and I just got a raise at work," and I know that they're that they're looking for work, right? Why would I tell somebody who I know is looking for work? And people will say, "Well, they should still be happy for you." Yes, they should be happy for you, but they are struggling to find a new gig, and they got bills and all that different stuff. So if you're not coming to say, "You know what, I got a new raise at work, and girl, when I get paid, or when I get a little extra money, I'm gonna come over here and pay a couple of bills for you," don't come over there and gloat. Some people like to gloat, right? And that's what you're doing. You're bragging. Don't do that to that person. That person that has just broken up with their man, and here you are bragging about the roses your man sent you at work. you know, Read the room. It's not about you can't share your good fortunes with others. It's just that, hey, sometimes you want to dial it down a little bit and recognize that people are going through things, and that might not be the person you want to tell. Or sometimes people, and then know the difference between those people who can't support you or who won't support you, because there are some people, they just won't support you because it's you, right? They see you on social media, they refuse to like your post. They know you just moved into a new house. um, they're coming in looking around the house with their noses turned all up, like, or your kid is doing good at school, but they can't clap for you, they can't cheer for you. You know who those people are, right? Hello to all the ladies in here. You are awesome, amazing, and beautiful every day. So blessed we all are. Thank you, Main 41. I appreciate that. You are awesome and amazing as well, and you are also blessed. I appreciate that. I am doing great today. How about you, Main? I'm doing awesome. Um, I got a lot. I feel like I have so much on the horizons for me. I feel like I'm feeling so much better spiritually. I feel like I don't want to say what I'm doing right now because I don't want to talk about it right now, but I will eventually. But I'm noticing that as I'm praying more, as I'm communicating more with God, as I'm waking up in the morning and reaching for my Bible instead of reaching my phone, I'm getting spiritual downloads. I'm becoming more creative. Things that I'm being relying on, like overeating, overconsumption of shopping, things like that. Those type of things happen when we don't stay close to God. When you're relying on a man and you're in an abusive relationship, when you hold on to friends who are mean girls, that's because you're not connected with God. He will give you the ability to leave those circumstances. He will give you the ability to rise above whatever you're going through. You can't do that when you don't have a relationship with God, though, right? And even when you do, sometimes you'll be in a season of struggle. because God doesn't make everything easy for us. If He did, we wouldn't grow from it, right? So some battles will be harder to fight than others. Like I said, some would be easier to withstand and to move on from. But that's why we got to stay prayed up. Um, life is a challenge no matter what. No matter how well you plan, no matter how good your intentions, life is still a battle that we all wake up to fight every day, right? Ooh, and look at there. It's already 12 p.m. afternoon. Yeah. And I'm trucking along and I've already got my live done. Already did my praise and worship this morning. Already got dressed. And now I have some other things to get done today. I have a few um, places to go. I have to go to do some things with my daughter for school. I'm going to go see my mom. And so my day is going pretty well. I need to go to the optometrist and get these fixed because look, I can't see. Yes, a blessing is the most important. Well, there's a lot of important things. It's one of the important things. And also, don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to go through things. I think that's why we stay in situations that are no longer serving us, right? Because we're afraid to leave that job until we have another one. We're afraid to lose that friend without having other friends, right? We stay with that man because we feel like, well, I don't want to be alone. Or we continue to engage family members who are non beneficial to us because we don't want to face anything alone. Be okay with sitting in silence. Be okay with not knowing where your next dollar is going to come from because that gives you the opportunity to trust God and to allow Him to show up. And some days you may go hungry, some nights you may be lonely, right? Being is good, people think it's not good, but it's good. You can do bad. Right, right. Being alone is good. You can do bad by yourself. Not only that, you can see what you are made of. I mean, God said it's not good for man to be alone, so He gave Adam Eve. So I know for sure that He wants us to love each other. I know for sure He wants us to have community and the ability to be with one another. I know that for certain. So I'm not saying it's okay to walk through this life alone. Who wants to do that, right? Everybody needs somebody. But don't hold on to people because you can't live with yourself. Because I know a lot of women, as soon as they break up with one person, they got to go get them a man real quick, or they're out clubbing, or they start uh, moving somebody else in, or if they have friends, they got to have a bunch of friends. They can't do it by themselves. You got to be able to live by yourself. You got to be able to allow God to test you and to experience the trials of life. You got to get hungry. Being hungry is what's going to force you to go out there and work harder, right? Think about that. I know when I was in college, I wanted to hurry up and finish because I wanted to start my career. I wanted to start making money, but while I was in college, I had to focus on that. But I couldn't wait to until I finished. So, but that was what drove me wanting to start my career and things like that. Absolutely, yo yo. So when you don't have everything making you, when you, let me say this, when you get uncomfortable, that's when things start to change, right? That's when you start to pray harder. That's when you start to fast more. That's when you start reading your word more because you need God to help get you through that rough season in life. So don't be afraid to go through that. You can't be afraid to go through things in life. Otherwise, you will be stagnant. You will stay in situations and around people that don't mean you any good or that won't serve you. You won't have the life you want sitting around just being like, this is it for me. And I gotta say, I felt like that before. Like, what's next? What's next after, um, you know, when I was married, that person was not just my husband, that person was my best friend. So when they passed away, it was like, okay, now what? That's how I really felt like, who's going to be my friend now? Because I could tell them anything. We would spend hours and hours on the phone when we weren't together. We would talk about any and everything and everybody. So, you know, that's why I said you got to have lots of friends. That's why I said you can't pigeonhole yourself when you're married, or, if you have a best friend, meet other people. Not because you don't ever want to be close to someone. You will be closer to some people, but because you don't want to uh, put all of your hopes and dreams into someone, or you don't want to overly rely on someone, right? I think the only person that we should do that with is God, right? That's how you felt when you lost your cousin in 9/11. Sorry to hear that, Jazz. Oh, okay. Were you still living in New York when that happened, Jazzy? 9/11. I know as a New Yorker, that was probably, it was devastating for all of America and people outside of America watching. But I know for those of you who lived in New York, that probably had to be really traumatic. Smooth, you back. What are you doing? In and out? You're in and out because I saw you in here earlier. Yes, you were still there. Wow, that has to be crazy. What was that about? 24 years ago? I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember being in bed, waking up, turning on the news, and then I saw the first plane hit the first tower, and then I was like, what's going on? And I felt like it was an attack. And when that second one came, I knew for sure. Um, and I knew that, the world had changed forever. But yeah, I think after COVID as well, I think a lot of people have been experiencing loss a lot lately. Like as far as when COVID happened, we all experienced loss of loss, right? I know so many family friends who are no longer with us, even people at work, co-workers who are no longer here. And I think that that was a shift. It wasn't just, you know, a pandemic and we were off work. That was a shift. It was a big shift in how we go about life. I think a lot of us learn to value relationships, to take life slower, to realize that anything can happen on any given day, right? Right, Jazzy. I mean, if you were alive then and you watched that happen and you saw the aftermath, it definitely had an impact on you. Hey, Ann, how are you today? Happy Wednesday. How's everything going? Glad you could stop by and make it to the live. See how I keep lifting my glasses up? I have a big head, so my glasses always uh, stretch out. And so now it's time to definitely take them back to the doctor so they can get readjusted again because I cannot see unless I lift my glasses up. And I notice I've been doing that a lot more. But I guess because usually I have braids in my hair, and so that may be why. And now with my own natural hair, I'm noticing that my glasses aren't fitting like they should. We're feeling good. How about you, Smooth? How are you feeling? You don't wear your glasses, Jazzy? I can't see without them. When I turned 40, it was like I went from having perfect vision. I thought I would always have perfect vision. And as soon as I turned 40, it was like I couldn't see a thing. And then with me at that time, I was on the computer a lot because I was writing books, and then at work, I would be on the computer all the time. And then you got your cell phone. I felt like I couldn't see anything on the cell phone. And then I would read books and I couldn't see anything. And don't let me have like a jar or something like that in front of me. I couldn't. I was just holding it out further and further. I couldn't see close up. So they give me readers, but every year I feel like I need a stronger and stronger prescription. So that's where I'm at right now. And if I take my glasses off, my eyes feel super weak because I keep my glasses on all day. So that kind of worked against me as well. That's how you felt. Yes, and you know what? At first, I would just wear them to read or wear them when I was on my cell phone, but then suddenly I'm falling asleep with my glasses. So the more you wear them, the weaker your eyes will get. Hmm. So think about that too. But yes, I like wearing my glasses now. But for the first few years, I hated wearing glasses. I hated that I had to wear glasses to be able to see, and I never thought I would need to wear them. But I think me and all of my kids need glasses. My mom, my whole family is blind, so only one child, Raven, the last baby, didn't need not baby, but she's my baby. My last daughter didn't need glasses. However, she was super upset because she couldn't get glasses that day. She was mad that she wasn't going to be able to wear glasses. I'm like, girl, you should be happy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this thing, guys. You guys have a beautiful day. I may or may not be back on later. I'm not sure. Um, I got a lot of things to get done. I haven't really been uploading content. I've been working on this video from Ota. Um, but next week, I think I'll be doing a lot more uploads rather than lives. I think I'm going to continue with the lives, but the live streams after the first, for sure, I'll be doing a daily live. But it won't be as, like, this month, I've been trying to choose different topics. If you guys find topics that you, I'm sorry, I'm looking out the window. If you guys find topics that you want to discuss or that you want me to go on Station Head and have a panel and you want to say, hey, did you hear about this? Or let's talk about this tonight. I'm glad to do that. If you want me to join a panel with you on your channel, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know ahead of time and I'll join you. Um, and let me know what you want to talk about. Email me at C Durrell. Well, it's in my bio. It's in my bio. You can go to my bio if you ever want to email me about anything that I've talked about, or if it's something that you want to talk about. Let me know. I'm always up for that. But I think my live streams will be more like day to day things that I have going on. I'm going to concentrate more so on like my shopping vlogs again. So I'll be doing lives like that. Or when I go to Starbucks and have my tea, we'll have a chit chat, something like that. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of commentary unless it's something big that happened and I just really have an opinion on it. Or again, unless it's something that you all want to talk about and you want to have a panel about, or you want me to join yours. That's cool. But I won't be having like the nightly lives talking about other people. You know, I think last night I did something about Diddy and it was fun, but not for this channel. I think for this channel, I really wanted to focus on me and my family and whatever. So if I do another channel, towards entertainment and commentary, then I probably would do that over there. But for this channel, I probably more so want to focus on um, just my daily life, shopping vlogs, um, day in the lives, get ready with me, because that's what I basically built this on, me and my family. Okay, so I'm going to stop dragging it out, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, and I hope I said something of value to you guys watching. And take care of yourself. Stay blessed.